Grandmama, you're back home from your main vacation. Are you
I
ready to go to
am.
work?
I am. Hopefully. Been under the weather a little bit. I brought a stomach bug back with me, but I feel better today. Still not 100%. But I'll get there. I was looking online because I'm all the time looking for something different to do. Hello, I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry. And I found this, I've done broccoli casseroles. I've done all kinds of things with broccoli. But our garden is coming in, and so we have broccoli in our garden. Look at this beautiful head of broccoli. Plus, I've already got some cut in my bowl. So this is called a broccoli pie. Well, I'm putting my southern twist on it. Well, I guess it's an Italian twist because I'm using Italian seasoning. I'm using like Parmesan cheese. I'm using bacon, which the recipe didn't call for it. I'm using sun-dried tomatoes, which the recipe was basic. And you make it in a pie dish. And I'm hoping that it's going to cut out like a pie would cut. It doesn't have a crust, but it has eggs. So I'm thinking the eggs is going, and it calls for flour. I'm not using flour, I'm using cornstarch. Calls for 4 tablespoons. I'm only using 2 tablespoons, so I'm hoping it's going to work. I'm trying to cut down on the carbs. So it calls for, well, I'm not putting as many vegetables. It calls for like 3 peppers and 1 whole onion, but I'm doing the same amount of onion that I'm doing peppers, and I'm doing about 1.5 cups of each one of those. And I'm sure you can add any kind of vegetables you want to yours. And I'm just finely dicing these onions, and I'm going to do the pepper. I've got 1 orange pepper already cut, and I'm going to cut the red one because I want about 1.5 cups or 2 cups of peppers. And I want the onion and the pepper finely diced. And I've got a skillet on behind me with 3 tablespoons of olive oil in it. Now I had a piece of a red onion. So I'm using red onion and white onion, Vidalia. Y'all know I live in Georgia, and Vidalia onions is what I use when I can get them. And we're only about 50 miles from Vidalia, so they're in all our grocery stores. So I'm going to put my onion on first and let it be sauteing. I'm going to let it get kind of translucent before I put my peppers in. It sounds like a really easy recipe, but I'm just making it to fit what I want this morning, so, and how I want it to taste. I'll put the original recipe in the description box, and then out by the side, I'll put what I did differently. That way, if you want to go by what I did, you'll have the recipe, or if you want just the original recipe, you'll have it also. I hope y'all caught my videos when I was in Maine. We did 4. I wasn't expecting to do that many, but we were just having such a good time. So every time we did something, I just about videoed it because it was fun. It was fun cooking in the kitchen with my grandson, my granddaughter, my daughter, my granddaughter-in-law. So we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And my great-grands are something else. They're precious. One's 2, one's 4. And let me tell you, they keep you busy. For a 77-year-old, they really keep you busy. But they love Grandma and Grandpa. So that just makes your heart happy. Okay. I'm not dicing these really fine, but pretty finely chopped. There's a difference in chopped and finely chopped. Chopped means kind of bigger pieces. When you finely chop it, it's a little old teeny. little old teeny chop. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my onions. This is 1.5 cups of onions. My olive oil was hot behind me. So I'm going to saute these while I cut some more of my pepper. And that's all we're going to do right now. When I get my peppers cut, I'm going to put them in. We're going to saute them. Then we put our broccoli in. It's the next step. So we'll be back when we get to that step.
Vegetables.
Okay. Now this is sun-dried tomatoes in oil. You can do it in just sun-dried tomatoes that are not in the oil. They're in a little pack. You get them in the grocery store. But this is just what I had. And it's probably going to be about 1/4 of a cup, maybe 1/3. All right, and I'm going to leave that oil in my cup. So this is 1/3 cup, almost 1/3, because this is a 1/3 measuring cup, almost 1/3 of oil. So now I'm going to cut I'm sure that you can use frozen broccoli in this. I think it would be all right to use frozen broccoli. You just probably wouldn't have to cook it as long because we're going to, all right, now my onions have sauteed a little while. I'm adding my peppers. Now, you can do green peppers if you like. If you like green peppers, we're just not really fond of them. So we kind of do the red, yellow, and orange, the sweet peppers. That's just what we like. So, but it's your choice. You can do whichever one. Now, a lot of people love green peppers, but I don't know. We like the sweet ones better, and we grow sweet ones in our garden. So, all right, I'm just going to take this and just cut it in little florets because I'm going to steam this when my peppers and onions get ready. I'm going to put like 1 tablespoon of milk in it. I'm going to cover it and I'm going to steam this broccoli. It said 5 to 7 minutes, but since it's going to cook in the oven for like 30 minutes, and need to set my temperature on my oven, 375. It's going to cook for like 30 minutes, so I'm not going to steam mine, but 3 or 4 minutes because I don't want it to be mushy. I don't want my broccoli mushy. I do not like mushy broccoli. This is beautiful broccoli that came out of the garden.
Is mushy the same thing as mushy?
Yeah, it is. Mushy, yep. Now you can put as much broccoli in yours. It called for 2.2 pounds, but that's a lot of broccoli. This is about 1.5 pounds right here because I did weigh it, and not even sure I'm going to use all of this. I'll see when I start to put it in with my peppers and onions. Just do it in bite-sized pieces. Okay. All right. My peppers and onions have got to cook like probably 2 or 3 more minutes. So when I start to put my broccoli in, and it did not call for garlic. Almost everything calls for garlic. This did not. So I am going to put like 1/2 tablespoon of garlic in with my when I put my broccoli in. So we'll be back in a minute. You want to show them this, honey? The peppers and onions. They've been cooking about 4 minutes. All right. Now I'm going to put 1/2 tablespoon of garlic in here. That was a heaping half a tablespoon. and I'll stir it. You don't want to put your garlic in when you do your peppers and onions because you don't want your garlic to burn. So, and that was a heap and half tablespoon of minced garlic. All right, it calls for 1 tablespoon of milk. Now, I'm going to put my broccoli in. I'm going to go ahead and do all the broccoli. And if it doesn't take it all, then I'll use it in another recipe sometime. Okay. I guess that 1 tablespoon of milk was supposed to help it steam. I don't know. But anyway. All right. Now, some salt. And this is just to your taste. This is probably a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to put about probably a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in this. Everything else I'm measuring for you, but that I just eyeballed it. Okay. I'm going to cover it with my lid. And I'm going to turn it down on medium, which is 5 on my stove. Now, we are about to do the, they called it dressing, but to me it's going to be the filling that I'm going to put in. Okay, now, the dressing says 3 eggs, which I have here, 1 1/4 cups of milk. Now, I did not have whole milk because we've been gone. We haven't been to the grocery store. And I had about that much milk in a carton, and I chunked it when we got home. So I used a can of evaporated milk, half water, half milk. It's not a whole can. It's about 1 1/4 cups in here. So if you don't have whole milk, then use canned milk, put half water, half milk. So about the same thing. 5 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm using a 1/4 cup of butter, which 5 tablespoons will be about 1/4 of a cup. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, because you want it to rise. And it called for dill. We're not a big, we like dill in some things, but I'm putting Italian seasoning in this. And it calls for, wait a minute, I missed my cornstarch somewhere. All right, it called for 3 tablespoons of flour. No, 4 tablespoons of flour. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I'm going to put my mix. Oh, and cream cheese. It did not call for cream cheese. Where's my cream cheese? Oh, it did not call. It looked like butter. It did not call for cream cheese. I'm putting 2 ounces of cream cheese just because I think it'll be good in it. So I'm going to whisk my eggs and my cream cheese together. And all of this is at room temperature, especially my cream cheese, because you want it at room temperature so it'll mix in good. All right. Get this all mixed up. Should have got a bigger bowl. You know what? I'm going to mix it with my milk. Put this in a bigger bowl. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put my butter. And if you're using olive oil, that's where you would put your olive oil. Okay. Get this all mixed up together. Check my broccoli. See, to me, that broccoli is ready right now. Since I'm cooking it in the oven. So that was what, 3 minutes? So I turned it off. Get this cream cheese all mixed in. I always check my labels to make sure I'm putting the right thing in. That's baking powder. So I'm putting 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm putting 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And this is where you would put your dill if you were doing dill. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Okay. Now, this is my cornstarch. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in it. And this is what is supposed to make it. The cornstarch and the eggs will make it set up and be hopefully cut like a pie. So you do the same thing when you're making a quiche. You put a lot of eggs in it and a little bit of flour or cornstarch, and that's what makes it set up. All right. And I am going to add probably in this mixture, it doesn't call for it, that's 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I don't want to overpower it with the Parmesan cheese. I'm putting pepper jack cheese and bacon on top. So, all right, let me get all this out of the way so I'll have room to work. I have greased my pie pan back here. I just sprayed it with cooking spray. All right. And the recipe said, now this is what my broccoli and peppers and onions look like right here. Still vibrant green, your broccoli is. All right. Now there's no liquid in this at all in your veggies. Okay. I think I'm going to have to get a spatula maybe. I forgot my sun-dried tomatoes. I meant to put them in before I took this out, but that's all right. I can just put them in there and stir them up. Okay. All right. Now, that was perfect for this dish. We'll stir it around, get those peppers and onions. Perfect amount of broccoli. Perfect amount of everything. All right. Give this another stir. You pour it over your broccoli. Like that, making sure it goes down in there well. I'm going to distribute those sun-dried tomatoes out some because I want them all the way through it. All right. Now, this is another one of my twists that I'm putting on it. Did not call for bacon. This is my pepper jack cheese right here. And y'all know I try to always grate my cheese because it melts so much better. And this is about probably a 1/2 cup, maybe a cup. Because I don't want to overpower it with cheese. Because I'm going to put, so this is about a cup. Okay? You use whatever cheese, if you want mozzarella, if you want American, if you want whatever kind of cheese that you want on yours. You can use Italian cheese if you're taking it in the direction that I'm taking this one. Now, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more Parmesan cheese on top. Not a bunch, just a little bit, because I don't want to overpower it.
Did you put the garlic in?
I did. I put it in with my, after I put my broccoli in. I did. All right. Now, since I have already cooked my bacon, I'm just going to leave it out. And about 10 minutes before this gets ready, I'm going to crumble my bacon up on top. If I put it in now, since I've already browned it and made it crisp, it will burn. And I don't want it to burn because this has got to stay in the oven 30 minutes. So it's going in a 375-degree oven. After 20 minutes, I'm going to crumble this bacon up put it on top, let it cook 10 more minutes. So we'll see y'all back.
All right, Grandmama. Let's get on with the show.
Okay, y'all. I ended up cooking it 35 minutes. Don't y'all look at that now. It looks absolutely delicious.
Well, if it's got bacon, it needs eating.
We are fixing to taste. And I was just checking on you. And now, it hasn't cooled, so you're probably going to need to let it cool for like 15 or 20 minutes for it. Oh, look at that cheese. For it to come out like it should. But we're impatient. We want to see how this turns out. Okay.
Well, it's not fair to the dish to take it out early.
No, well.
You know, you taste no wine before it's time.
Oh, I don't know about that. Okay, y'all.
Well.
Y'all, it looks delicious. Look at there.
Oh. And it's going to.
When it cools,
it'll be solid.
It will be solid. And it's going to come out just like a pie. Woo. Okay, baby. You get the first test.
Oh, here, you get the short spoon fork.
Yeah. I always get a short fork.
She always eats with a short fork.
I like a short fork. Oh, my.
No, it's, oh, my. It's hot.
It is hot. Y'all. Woof. Does it taste like a broccoli casserole? Does it? It is. It is delicious.
Has its own taste.
Yes, it does. It doesn't taste like a casserole.
Not a broccoli casserole.
Not a broccoli casserole. It's kind of sweet. I guess those sun-dried tomatoes might have given it that, and the onions and the peppers. Y'all, this is a winner right here. You got to make this one.
Healthy.
I'm telling you, low carb, very healthy. Everything in it is diabetic friendly.
Oh, got one of those tomatoes. That's good in there.
You want to put the sun-dried tomatoes in it. It brings it up a notch. It really does.
A little sweet and sour.
Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Just a delicious touch.
Yes. Y'all please make this one. You'll love it. Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. And speaking of family.
Who's going to say something nice about me?
Y'all see this? Adelie Ray, my little 4-year-old, and Jill, my daughter, made this. They really didn't make it for me, but I saw it. I said, oh, can I have that? But they painted it. They baked it in the oven, and I use it as my spoon rest. Don't y'all love it? I just love it. So,
don't you want to say something nice about me?
Food feeds the family. Family feeds the heart. God feeds the soul. Put deliciousness back in healthy food. And yes, I'm ignoring him on purpose. See y'all later.